Is that focused? What's up guys? I am back with a different type of video today. So I posted on my Instagram story earlier if you guys wanted to see like a prep update or like, you know, talking about post-show, just talking about like, you know, judges' feedback, but more importantly talking about like more like mindset, food, where I'm at, all of that sort of stuff. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. All right, so the first thing I wanted to say is that in my check-in this week, my coach said that my weight is just creeping up just a little bit too fast. Now, on average, it has gone up pretty much a kilo a week, but every day it doesn't seem too bad of a fluctuation, like it goes up like 200 grams or so. Making sure I'm still meal prepping and all of that sort of stuff, but you know, my hunger cues are still high, and I'll touch on little bread situation that I had. It's not really a situation, it's more of like I wanted bread, so I had bread, but it's pretty absurd. Basically, I just need to stick to my calories so my weight doesn't keep increasing. At the moment, my calories are at 2,300 per day, which is pretty good, but my reverse diet didn't really go to plan. So I was on a 5-day average from Monday to Friday. And then on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, my calories were a little bit higher. This is as soon as show finished, basically. I wasn't really sticking to that. Monday to Friday, I was great. And then Saturday, Sunday, I knew I had a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more calories to play with, but I was eating over that amount of calories that I was allowed to eat. So Saturday, Sunday, yes, I was supposed to be eating higher calories, but I was eating past that. So my reverse diet didn't work. Whereas now I'm in a recovery diet, which is basically my calories are the same over 7 days a week, and they're boosted up higher so I can hit my maintenance a bit quicker. Whereas a reverse diet, you slowly boost calories every week over a period of time, and you slowly make your way back up to maintenance. So yeah, this didn't really work for me, and basically if I was to keep doing that, I would have gained excess body fat really quick. And something that I'm learning at the moment now too is like post-show, your body's basically like a sponge. So your body has been in a deficit for so long that when you do start increasing your calories and eating more food, your body thinks that, oh my God, I don't know when I'm gonna get fed next, so I'm gonna hold on to all of this food and basically store it. So that's why it's really important post-show that you stick to your calories and your macros and you don't eat in a surplus. It was a bit hard to hear that like your weight's increasing a little bit too quickly. So ultimately now it's starting to catch up to me. I am feeling a little bit fluffier, not gonna lie. Some days are good days, some days are not so good days. Like, I don't know, I was getting ready for my party the other week, last weekend, and I wasn't really feeling my outfit, you know. I pretty much looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, yeah, it looks all right. Took a photo of myself and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Look, it's a little bit of a mind game at the moment too. I am not unhappy with the way that I look, but I know that my choices could be better and I could probably be looking better. So yeah, despite some bad days that like I don't feel 100% like, you know, I don't feel as confident in my body as I have been, I know that I'm healthy, which is good, but I'm not unhappy with where I am. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, it's a mind fuck, basically. It's a mind game, but I'm not unhappy with the way that I look. And when I do catch myself being a bit harder on myself, saying like, you look a bit fluffy, or you know that you're gaining weight a little bit quickly, I actually look back to peak week and I look at my photos, and I can see in my face that I'm like really gaunt and like really chiseled and cut, and like I actually don't like looking like that. So I'm just reminding myself that like, I know I don't miss that, but just to not be so hard on myself. I don't know how to explain it. I hope that makes sense. All right, so training at the moment, I'm not doing any cardio, which is great. I didn't do any cardio since the week before show. And to be honest, through prep, I didn't actually really do that much cardio. I was only really doing like 30-minute incline walks. And then I think for 2 weeks, it increased to 3 or 4 40-minute incline walks. So honestly, I didn't really do a whole heap of cardio anyway, but as soon as show finished, I wasn't doing any cardio at all, and I'm still not doing any cardio. If anything, I'm just still doing my steps, which is 10 to 12,000 a day. very, very manageable. Some habits that I've kept for my steps to make sure I do hit them is every time I go into work 15 minutes, 20 minutes early, and I make sure before my first client comes in for the day, I'm on the treadmill and I'm doing my steps. And to be honest, I usually get about 2,000 to 3,000 steps, I think, maybe even more, depending on if they're late, not late, whatever. Same thing, if I don't have a client start until a bit later, I still get up at the same time every single day, and instead of doing a 15 to 20 minute walk, I'm doing a half an hour or an hour walk. If I do have enough time, sometimes if it's a nice morning, I will go and do a coastal walk opposed to walking on the treadmill, so I'm outdoors. Training at the moment, so post-show I was doing 5 days a week. I have now just last week dropped to 4 days a week of training, 4 weight sessions. However, I haven't been slack with training, I've just been a little bit more relaxed. So I'm not following my program to a T. If I am doing my own thing, I will make sure that like I'm still hitting glutes, I'm still hitting quads, I'm still hitting the muscle groups that I need to improve on. But otherwise, yeah, look, training's been very relaxed. I'm sort of just playing around in the gym at the moment, and then I'm using my program as like a, let's do this movement, but then let's have a little bit of fun. Starting from this week, I started a new training block. So I'm doing 4 days a week. I'm doing 2 upper body sessions, 2 lower body sessions, but also in one of those upper body sessions, I'm doing Metcon work, which is like conditioning, but also weight-based. So a little bit of body weight exercises and all of that. Today, I actually did a Metcon workout. So I did barbell front squats, and then I did wide grip chin-ups, push-ups, and single arm farmer's carries and dumbbell snatches. So it is a little bit more fast paced, but then I get like a 3-minute rest break in between. Okay, now touching a little bit more on food. I'll speak about my bread first. During prep, like there wasn't anything that I missed eating, okay? Like obviously, yeah, I would have loved to have like a little bag of chippies or something like that. But overall, I wasn't really missing or craving anything, which was really good. And I didn't cut out things that I know that I enjoy and I know that I wanted to go back to. So my ice cream, for example, I ate ice cream every single day of prep. I've had ice cream like every single day this year. So I freaking love my ice cream, and that was one thing that I wasn't willing to cut out, and I didn't, and I made it work. But post-show, when I went out to some restaurants in the Gold Coast and stuff, like obviously, you know, you generally order like an entree, a main, and if you have dessert, you have dessert. Bread. Holy. I personally didn't miss bread, but my body says different, because ever since I've been back from the Gold Coast, all I want is bread. This hasn't been great for me because I know that it's not satiating. However, it's what I feel like, so that's what I've been having. Having about 3 pieces of multigrain bread, like toast per day with either butter or peanut butter. I was having a crumpet or 2 crumpets on top of that per day. And then I was also having 1 to 2 English muffins. That's a lot of bread, okay? And it doesn't keep me very full for very long. And then especially when I have like peanut butter or Biscoff on top, I'm like, okay, what's next? So that's bad. So I've tried to, in the last 2 weeks, cut that back down to, okay, we're having a piece of toast for lunch, and then we can have an English muffin as a snack. I've cut the crumpets. I've still got 2 in the freezer. I'll get back to them. But yeah, look, just trying to make better choices in terms of like what keeps me fuller for longer, because ultimately at the end of the day, if I keep having X amount of bread per day, I'm just gonna be really hungry. Other than that, I haven't really changed too much in my nutrition. I'm enjoying steamed veggies over the air fried veggies that I was having. I was having a lot of air fried veggies just because it was easy. You don't have to think about it. You just chuck it in, whack it on, and it's done. But I'm really actually enjoying some more like boiled carrots, boiled pumpkin, all of that, which is tasting really nice. But I've started to cook some fresh chicken again, which I wasn't having chicken really at all during prep. No, honestly, like I said, I haven't really been eating bad. I know that I've just been eating more. So when it comes to like steak and chicken and stuff, it's like, oh, I could have a little bit more of that. Or even veggies, it's like if I've, say in MyFitnessPal, I've got 130 grams of pumpkin to eat and I accidentally cut up 150, it's like, all right, I'll just adjust that in MyFitnessPal and see if it goes within or slightly over. And if it's slightly over and it's still within 5 to 10 grams of my carb intake, I'm having it. At the end of the day, I'm still in a surplus by doing that. I think one other thing as well is going out and guesstimating what you're having. Like whenever I go out for breakfast, I'm pretty good at like, okay, I'm either having 1 or 2 pieces of toast depending on how many pieces they put on my plate. I'm putting eggs, and if I can get an omelette with some spinach and some mushrooms in it, I'll do that. But overall, when I go out and have breakfast, I'm not choosing like your stack of pancakes, unless I was with the APS girls at that cafe. That's the only time I've had Biscoff pancakes. But overall, I'm usually pretty good when I'm going out for breakfast. It's hard when you go out for dinner because I am not a massive veggie person. And if you don't know, I'll give you a fun fact. I hate salad. I don't do salad. So it's not like I can just be out and be like, yeah, I'll have a steak and salad. No. I'm having chips or potatoes or something. So it's really hard to go out and eat veggies or a salad because I hate salad. So that's one thing. If I do go out for lunch or dinner, I know that it's going to be a lot heavier on my stomach than having breakfast out. I guess like that's probably somewhere I'm struggling a little bit. I know I'm still choosing a steak or a chicken or something like that, but in terms of the sides, nope. I guess just eating out as well, you don't really know what they're cooking it in or what they're cooking it next to, or like how much oil or butter they're using. So those little things too, like, can definitely add up in MyFitnessPal. So you always choose the highest option if you are guesstimating your food, or I always like overestimate what I've eaten. The last few times that I've gone out though, I haven't finished what's on my plate, and I've done it on purpose because I know that I need to rein it in. The other morning we went out for breakfast and there was 2 pieces of toast on my plate. I buttered both of them and I was going to eat both of them, but I didn't. I decided I only need 1 piece, and I've tried to start to tell myself I'm satisfied, so I know I don't need to eat the whole thing. So that's sort of food really. I'll say one more thing about food. Last weekend when we had the party at my place, yes, I was in control of what we were buying to eat. But of course I enjoyed a cheese board. I enjoyed heaps of, packets of chips. I enjoyed some lollies. There was brownies, there was everything, and I ate it. I don't regret it, but it was funny. The next day I woke up and I had some of the cheese board that was left over on Sunday afternoon, and I was actually eating that cheese board, and I finally actually sat down and like enjoyed it, rather than just being like, oh my god, I get to have a cheese board. I actually enjoyed it, and I sat there and I kept looking at it, and I enjoyed every bite of the bicky or the cheese or whatever it was. And then I realized that not that cheese board itself, but what I was having the night before, it made me feel sick, and I know that I don't want to feel like that. So it really made me realize that like, okay, when we're going to try and have something that we don't need or we don't want and it's just there, ask myself, do I need that? Is that going to make me feel bad? How am I going to feel after I eat that? Are you hungry or are you bored? Have you had enough water? Have some water. I guess it's been a little bit more mentally challenging than I thought post-show. I guess like you don't have a big goal that you're working towards afterwards. I did set goals before I competed. I want to bench 50 kilos, which I'm working on currently in the gym. There's some business stuff that I'm doing. I've just started a mentor program. I'm still doing my reading. So there is things that I'm doing and working towards, but it's just a little bit different, like not having that massive goal. Hello. I want to enjoy myself, but now in the back of my mind, it's like, I don't want to gain excess body fat for the sake of just having like a little piece of cake or whatever. So it is mentally challenging. Some positive stuff. Let's move on to the positives. So post-show, I'm feeling healthy, which is good, despite some bad body days or some, overeating. But I'm feeling healthy. Like I know that I look healthy. I know that I look a little bit more full and plump in the face, which is nice. My clothes fit again. They're not loose and baggy, and I don't feel like uncomfortable. Like there was a point in prep where I was getting really, really small and I was actually uncomfortable with the way that my clothes were fitting. So it's nice to be back to somewhat normal. I'm not freezing all the time, which is good. It's also summer, so it'd be a bit weird if I was still cold. I'm moving a lot faster. I'm a lot more alert. I have a lot more energy. I'm talking faster. I'm a fast talker anyway. I'm moving faster, so when I do my coastal walks now, I'm probably averaging like 45 minutes, whereas at the back end of prep, it was getting past an hour to complete those. So just by increasing my energy, my sleep has been a lot better as well. But just by, you know, adding more food into my day-to-day, I'm moving so much faster. I know that my body was like battling towards the end of prep, but shaving off 15 minutes of your coastal walk, like that's solid. Just in a few weeks from increasing your calories and getting better sleep. All right, so let's talk about judges' feedback. In bikini, I placed 8th, and then in fitness, I placed 3rd. Now, when we started cutting, my coaches said that I would be better suited to bikini, so we decided to bring a more bikini package to stage. However, we did come in quite lean, and since the start of prep, I wanted to do fitness, and that's where, like, if I was to compete in future, is where I would go into fitness. But now they've also brought in a category which sits between bikini and fitness, which is called bikini athletic, and that sounds like a bit of me. But anyways, so yeah, I placed 8th in bikini, and then I ended up placing 3rd in fitness, which I was absolutely freaking stoked about. Fitness is where I wanted to place, and fitness is where I wanted to bring the heat, and I'm so proud of myself because that is exactly what I did. Into some feedback. Now these feedback comments are both bikini and fitness, like, because I competed in both categories. So the first one says, amazing condition and confidence, needs more fullness to the glutes. Great walk, more of a fitness look due to the conditioning, very tight but needs more quads. Love the bikini and overall look. For fitness category, add more size to the legs and the back. Great overall look, but just a bit too small for the fitness category. So I knew coming into fitness that I was going to be a smaller fitness competitor. I know that I need to spend a solid off season like building and actually growing. I do have quite a small frame in general, but if I do want to keep going into fitness, then I definitely need to take some solid time building. Stunning look, work on adding more lower body shape to fit in the bikini category better. Small lean fitness competitor, very lean bikini competitor. So that's the feedback that I got. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap that video up here. I don't know what else to say. I think I've covered pretty much everything. But if there's anything that I've missed, or there's anything that you want me to touch on, please either message me on Instagram, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you want to hear from me. But otherwise, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment below, whatever. Any engagement really does help. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know, it's probably past Christmas by the time that this is uploaded, but it's still Christmas, New Year time. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope you're having a wonderful start or end to your holiday. Bye. Look at this guy. He's a human.